Hi friends, it's Misty again. It's so nice to see you. I hope I get to see you in person really soon. So, I hope you enjoyed hearing the story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. You can definitely go back and listen to the story again. Today I want to talk about the sequence, and that's a new word we're learning, the sequence of the story. What that means, that big word, sequence, means the order that things happen. What happens first, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end. We're going to talk about that today. So what we're going to do, we're not going to read the story again, but we're going to go through some of the things that happen. At the very, very beginning of the story, he's not even a caterpillar yet. He's just an egg. That's the very first thing that happens in the story. The second thing that happens is that he hatches from his egg and he's very hungry. That's right. So he's got to eat. Okay, so first he's an egg, then he's a tiny caterpillar, then he eats and eats and eats. And what's the first thing? I see an apple, a pear, a plum, a strawberry, and an orange. What are all these kinds of foods? That's right, they're fruits. So first he eats lots of healthy fruits. And even though he eats all those healthy fruits, he still feels hungry. You got it. So after he eats the fruits, what does he eat next? All that junk food. That's right. Then he's got a tummy ache. After he eats all the junk food, he goes back and eats a leaf. After that, he's a big fat caterpillar. He goes into his chrysalis and then turns into a butterfly. So, even though we just told the story very quickly, we talked a little bit about the order of the things that happen in the story. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at these big cards. And when we get back to school and we're all together again, I'm going to bring this in so we can play. I have the Very Hungry Caterpillar right here in my house with me. How's it going, Hungry Caterpillar? I'm very hungry. So he's going to help us talk about the sequence of the story. So we know that the first thing that happens is he's a little egg on a leaf. After he's a little egg on a leaf, he hatches out of his egg and he's a teeny tiny caterpillar. After he's a teeny tiny caterpillar, he decides, that's right, he's very, very hungry. So, first thing he eats, who remembers what comes first? One. Yummy apple. Num, 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 num. That's the first one. Then he eats two delicious pears. Num, 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 num. Then he eats three juicy plums. Num, 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 num. After that, who remembers? 4 big red strawberries. Num, 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 num. And the last fruit he eats, who can remember what it is? That's right, 5 oranges. Num, 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 num. After he eats all that fruit, he still feels hungry. So he decides to eat everyone's favorite, junk. So there he goes. Num, 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 num. And here's some more. after he eats the junk food, he has a tummy ache. And what's the last thing he eats? Who remembers? You got it. He eats through one big leaf, and he feels much better after that. All right, who could remember the last part of the story? Now, he's a big, fat caterpillar. He goes into his chrysalis, and when he comes out, he's a beautiful butterfly. You got it. Okay, so what you can do now is I sent you a few worksheets, and you're going to talk about the sequence, the order of what happens in the story. If you need help, you can go back to the video of me reading the story to help you to remember. So you're going to do the worksheets. It's going to be some cutting. Parents, if you need to help with the cutting, feel free. Don't worry about how neat or messy it is. If you don't have glue, you can use tape. If you don't have tape, you can just place it on the paper where it goes. Do your best. We're all kind of just going with the flow here, and I understand. I'd love to see your finished products. And if you look on the next video, we're going to do another fun craft. See you soon.